Oh yes, you are welcome back to African Colonization TV and Biafran History. I would like you to make sure that you watch this video to the end, and for you to understand the main reason why other tribe in Nigeria, mostly Britain, the UK, the main reason why they hate the Igbo, and this issue of Yoruba Igbo say that Lagos is no man's land. Yes, that Lagos is no man's land. That statement, that speech comes from the Yoruba king. Comes from the Yoruba king, and today the Yoruba people turn it against Igbos and use it to stand against them and use it to speak evil against the Igbos. Why the Igbo? They are the light, the light of Africa, the people that every nation need to be looking on for them to survive. In fact, in this video, this man re-exposed a lot of things, and he also speak things that everybody need to listen, because this is not the issue of forcing you or the issue of why are they still doing this, or the main reason why the Igbo is trying to say that they want to be on their own. So according to the headings, Igbo has never been the problem of Nigeria. They are the light of Africa. That is why Britain does not want to free Biafra. Igbo, they have never been the problem of Nigeria. But all the people you come out, they will come out and they will be claiming that the Igbo, they are this, they are that. They are being the problem of Nigeria. They will come into your state and they will take over the land, and they do this and do that. In fact, this man re-exposed a lot of things, and he talks sense to some people, mostly to the Afonjas, that every time they will come out and they will be claiming that the Igbo, they are the problem of Nigeria. They are this, they are that. Here you will see that the Igbo, in fact, they are not the problem of this country. Rather, they are the solution of Nigeria, and they are the light of Africa.
Well, nobody is asking you to believe anything. I just want you to listen to this man, make up your own mind. Thank you.
Young man, wake up, call Nnamdi Kanu, say my people are being marginalized. You went to kidnapping in Kenya. The same thing Sunday Boy is fighting for, the same thing Aziz is fighting for, the same thing Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for. So why is Nnamdi Kanu different that you sentence him? You are beating the drum that you cannot dance. And when it comes, I and you will be here. The way you call Igbo said, Igbo never opened their mouth to say Lagos is no man's land. That word was spoken by Alhaji Lateef Jakande, the former executive governor of Lagos State. May his soul rest in perfect peace. He said it wasn't Igbo people. Let Igbo breathe. Igbo this, Igbo that, Igbo this, Igbo that. What is wrong? You go to Ondo, go to all this northern part of Nigeria, go and see what the Igbo people do there. Go to Kano, go to Futawa Baliwa Square, go to Tafa Baliwa Street, go to Southern Katina, Kafansha, Kagoro, Gidanwaya, Godo, Mancho, go and see. In my state, in Ondo, come and see what Igbo people are doing there. Igbo people, they will turn desert to the city. But what do? I'm a Yoruba man. When Yoruba make money in abroad, they go home, they say Lela Bosimioko, but anywhere Igbo man find themselves, that is where they belong. They build the place. So until you realize that your politician, Igbo has no problem. And I can tell you, if they separate themselves today, me and you, we are here. But why are you still afraid of giving them? Look at me, screen record me, I don't care. I'm a typical Omo Yoruba ni mi, abi mi londo, mo dagba sondo. Let me tell you my pedigree londo. Emi omo lujo mo dobori so de owo pa. So me not think say na one Igbo guy dey talk. And I've been in this job of military for 35 years. I have 2 years to go. So until we begin to tell ourselves the truth, that Igbo is not our problem, but the politician, your vice president today, these are the people that started Boko Haram, Kasim Shettima, himself and Modu Sharif. But today is your vice president. Your president's son sitting one by one with Gumi, eating cola. You didn't say anything, but you keep mentioning Igbo, 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 Igbo. You push Igbo people to the wall, and that's why they went back. Look, moderator, I'm really hot. Let me stop here because I'm beginning to talk.
He said, make up your own mind, but let us tell ourselves the truth. Can there be peace? Can there be true prosperity without justice? Can there? Make up your own mind.
But then, listen to this. Britain knew that the light of Africa will come from the land of Biafra. They all knew it all over the world. As I told you earlier, 2 years ago, I told you that I was at a meeting with the UN officials in Geneva. And one of them said to me, it is not that we don't talk about Biafra or want our member states or nations to understand what is going on in the land of Biafra. But as soon as we mention the word Biafra, they all get up and walk away from the room. I announced it here live on this very platform, Radio Biafra. Some of you didn't actually absorb it. Some of you don't know the obstacle that Biafra is facing. You think Biafra is easy to get. No, it is not. No, not at all. The enemies we have outside is uncountable, not because we have done anything wrong, but because Britain realized that with Biafra existing as a free nation, that every black person around the world will become free. They understand that. It's just like when you go to a stream and you don't want people to drink the water coming from that very stream. Again, you go to the source of the water and you pollute it. Because if you come downstream and you pollute it, people can still go to the middle or even to the front to go and fetch clean water. So if you don't want people to drink from a particular stream, you pollute it from the source. They know that the source of freedom for black people, both those in North America, those in South America, those even in Papua New Guinea, those everywhere around the world, they know that Biafra is the key. A free Biafra means that black people all over the world will become free. That was why I said that Biafra is the last miracle. I want you to understand this. All of these obstacles cannot stop us from getting Biafra. It cannot. Instead, it emboldens us. Because the more difficult the process of emancipation, the more enjoyable the outcome when finally freedom comes. If we don't do something, I'm telling everybody, both those in the Middle Belt, those in Yoruba land, go and write down everything I have said in the past. Try and, compare it to what is happening now. You see that we have always been right. If we do not act now, we will become more fragmented. They will conquer us and extinguish us from the face of the earth. As I told you, the Hausa race no longer exists, only by language. Hausa people have nothing now as we speak. They have nothing, only their language. Hausa people no longer have any discernible political system. They have no hold over their future or their lives. They can answer Malam all they like, but their traditional rulers forever and ever will remain an emir. And an emir is a Fulani. In every part of the world, God Almighty in heaven, in his infinite mercy and wisdom, have always chosen one race to carry out any of his blessings, or should I say undertaking, at any point in history. What am I trying to say? When God wanted to develop Southeast Asia, he used Japan. When Elohim wanted to industrialize the world, he used Britain. It was called the industrial, first the agricultural revolution and then the industrial revolution. When Elohim wanted to educate the world as to the, should I say, niceties or benefits of social media, should I say, the internet and all the rest of it, the virtual world, so to speak, he brought in the US. When Chukwuemeka Abiama wanted to make mobile phones available to everybody, he brought Nokia. I think that's in Finland. Mass production. When Elohim wanted the cost of goods and services to be reduced drastically, that poor people living in Africa can afford to have a flat screen television, he brought China for mass production. Now listen to me very carefully. The time has come. God Almighty wants to liberate not just Biafra, not just those who are in the zoo, but the whole of Africa. And you know what God has done? He has chosen Biafra to do it. Because without Japan, today China wouldn't be great. The first roaring economy from that part of the world in Southeast Asia was Japan. Now South Korea, Taiwan, all the rest of them, everybody had to emulate, to copy. Do you know the reason why? Because when you go begging from Southeast Asia, today you have Malaysia, you have Indonesia, you have Singapore, everybody is doing fantastically well because they had a Japan to look up to. Follow me very carefully. Jealousy, envy, or hatred doesn't solve this very simple conundrum. It's very simple, but I want you to understand it. That is how God works. When God wanted to liberate South Africa, he brought Nelson Mandela, brought Steve Biko, of course. There are other people that will come along. When God wanted to liberate black people, not just in America, but the whole world to an extent, he went for Martin Luther King Jr. And the person who connived or betrayed Martin Luther King Jr. even slapped him in front of his hotel. That was in Memphis. It was a black woman. The fact that you can go to the US today and get a job, the fact that they can go to the US today and, should I say, fly even first class in an aircraft, in an aeroplane, is down to the work that Martin Luther King Jr. did, and also Malcolm X and all the rest of them. Of course, I concede to Prophet Elijah Muhammad. They did a very good job as well. Louis Farrakhan, to an extent, did a very good job. So also did, what's his name again? I've forgotten his name. When it comes back to me, I will tell you. They all did fantastically well. There is why you can go to the US and find a very good job. When it comes to Africa, God Almighty in heaven, in his infinite wisdom and mercy, have chosen Biafra. So Biafra can never ever be against anybody. And let me tell you something. Once Biafra becomes free, everybody becomes free. Those harping on about one Nigeria, or the, should I say, the unsustainability of one Nigeria, are those who are benefiting from it. They are your governors. Remember a few weeks ago I told you that anytime somebody assumes office in Nigeria, if you're telling them about what would benefit the society or our children unborn, they will tell you, not under my watch. Go to what Makinde, the governor of Oyo State, said today. Go and read it. Exactly what I told you a few days ago. That is why the most dangerous person in front of you is a politician in Nigeria. Not the old woman in your village or the tree that is over 2,000 years old. No. The destiny destroyers you have, in fact, in the whole of Africa, are politicians. Because they are evil. They are doing the work of Satan. You may not believe me, but ask yourself this very simple question: which African country is doing very well? Say, please explain to me, is it South Africa? You want to say South Africa? Go there and see what is happening. Or what has been happening since the white people left leadership. Now is the time for us to be free. I want to reiterate under oath, because I am always under oath 24 hours a day. If the oil and gas from Biafra land is your problem, I swear before God Almighty in heaven, on my honor, my life, and that of my family, that I will distribute oil and gas from Biafra land for free to the entire West African sub-region. For free. Do you know why? So that their economies can grow as well. We need people to buy our goods and our services. Why do you think America gives grants to people all over the world? Why do you think the EU gives grants? Even China gives grants to everybody. Even Australia. Why? Because poor people cannot buy Range Rover. Do you understand it? They need to help you inadvertently to grow your economy so you can have the spending power to buy the goods and services that they produce. It is called common sense. It is not stupidity. I can assure each and every component ethnic group in Nigeria today, this evening, all those of you who are listening, all those of you who are watching and listening, that Biafra will not abandon anybody. We want all of you to be free. You all can remember very clearly what happened between 67 and 70, because every time we talk about our eternal leader, the great Dame Chukwemeka. Why I am doing this program this evening is not to allow what happened in the past to repeat itself. Ojukwu did not declare Biafra because he wanted to. Ojukwu went to Aburi to negotiate for, what was it called, restructuring. And he succeeded in negotiating for a restructured Nigeria back to regions. Listen very carefully. On the ride from their hotel to the airport, I think it was Ankara, who was the then military junta ruling Ghana. Ojukwu and Gowon were best of friends. Ojukwu said, when we go back to Lagos, I will be the person to nominate Yakubu Gowon as the head of state. I hope all of you are following what I'm saying. Ojukwu never declared Biafra. Britain scuttled it, because Britain did not want any of you to become developed. They didn't want you to control your own economy. They never wanted you to have a life of your own. They wanted to, this big daddy mentality is us who made you, we created you, you are what you are today because of us. You are nobody. We made you. They love it. So every time we'll be crying, Africa needs aid, Africa needs help, give them grants, there is vaccine, why don't you help them? There is polio, there is malaria, let's help them. They look at us as imbeciles who cannot fend for themselves. They love it. You know that feeling you have, that rankadede feeling when beggars are coming to your house and begging you, you'll be feeling very proud and very big. That's the mentality they have. They knew that Ojukwu would have destroyed that. That was why they hated him. Ojukwu only declared Biafra because Gowon reneged on restructuring. Gowon said, no, we are not going to restructure. And Ojukwu said, this was not what we agreed in Aburi. Since you are now saying you are not going to restructure and Igbo people were being slaughtered in the north, there was never any glorious decade in the history of the zoo. Never. Ojukwu said, I will now create a safe haven for persecuted people in the northeasterners to come back home. And that time, everybody was in this agreement together. Efik, Ibibio, everybody was represented in Ojukwu's cabinet. The man that suggested that the name Biafra should be used was an Ijo man. An Ijo man. Ijo is on Chief Frank Opigo. An Ijo man. So when people talk about Biafra, Ojukwu's Biafra, they will never tell you he's Ijo Biafra. They will never tell you he was an Ijo man. Ijo. That said to Ojukwu, our original name is Biafra. And Ojukwu adopted it. Then the propaganda started flying. Sadly, from our Yoruba brethren, then, very sadly, the lies began. The same lies that they were peddling that led them to label IPOB as a terrorist organization. But people occupying Yoruba forests, people raping and killing in Izombe, people raping and killing at Ozo One, people brazenly attempting to take over the whole of Benue State, they are not terrorists. I want people to, at least those that still have some measure of conscience, to understand what I'm saying. People who are raping and killing you, they are not terrorists. They are not proscribed, no. They are normal. You negotiate with them. You talk to them. You parley with them. But IPOB that is championing the freedom of everybody in Nigeria, I said everybody. Sometimes people misunderstand what we're doing. Biafra is a vehicle with which we are going to liberate everybody, including ethnic minorities in Sokoto, in Katsina, in Bauchi. Only Biafra can save you. Why am I saying this? And I want you to listen very carefully, please, and note what I'm saying down. Fortunately, the people of the South are gifted with a sense of responsibility, and if things doesn't work out, rebellion. If we stay in one Nigeria, for instance, let's say we collapse IPOB and the Oduduwa movement were to stop, do you think that any minority in the Fulani conquered North will be able to rise up to challenge them? If the answer is no, then other people must do it. Those who are able should do it. That is why IPOB, this Biafra movement, needs the support of everybody. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter if you're from Krenenborn. It doesn't. Once you are suffering within Nigeria, you need IPOB and you need Biafra. More than Biafra needs you. Because if we stop, let's say we collapse IPOB tonight and stop our agitation, how are you going to get electricity in your lifetime? How are you ever going to get good roads? How will you ever hold your corrupt and inept politicians responsible? And more importantly, how are you going to stop Fulanis from taking over your ancestral lands? How? Just tell me. A few days ago, I said something very, very poignant. I said, if you want to remain in one Nigeria, I'm not begrudging you, but look at Hausa people. That is going to be your fate. You are going to be a people devoid of honor and integrity. You will only exist as a people, if at all they will allow you to exist. Now you understand it. That is why we are doing what we are doing. We must cut out all the distortions, all the falsehoods, all the outright lies against what IPOB stands for. Anybody against IPOB is working for the politician.
Our name is Ihe. We answer Ihe for a reason, means light. That is why we answer Ihe, light, all the way from Anambra to the Enzo, to all the way to Ngwa, to the coastal regions of Biafra land. Our name is Ihe. We answer Ihe for a reason, because when we are coming to Biafra land today, the mission was simple: to go and bring light where there is darkness. That is why any society you have a Biafran in the whole world, they are doing very well. You are the light of the world. In Arochukwu.
Oh yes. You have seen everything, starting from the first one down to the present one, that the leader Mazam Kano said everything the way it is. If you go down to the first video where the Yoruba man is stating it categorically how everything is being, that the Igbo is not the problem of Nigeria, then it's not left for anybody to judge and to finalize everything the way he understand. Because at times when some people will come out, they'll be claiming that the Igbo is the problem of Nigeria. If you look at it very well, very, very well, without sentimental, you will see that the Igbo, they are the solution of this country. And with the Igbo mind, of thinking and reasoning, you will see that they have the mindset to make the whole nation to move according to move very well more than the other ethnic groups. Because when you come to Yoruba, if they come to your place, they have one mindset that they are not going to build anything here. After all, here is not their place. There's something with the north. You go to any place where you find any northern person, mostly the eastern side or the south, you will not see any northern man build any reasonable house. You will never see it anywhere. Then you come to the west, you will never see any western person like the Yoruba go to the east, build anything reasonable house. You will never see them. So just only a few of them, but the rest, they are just living in a pacha or living in one kind kangaroo house. That if you look at it, you will not be, you will not know what you can call it. But any Igbo man that goes to anywhere he finds himself, he will try to build that place to become a something. But at the end, people are so jealous, so envy of them, and people hate them. Then if you ask them why and why are they hating them, they have no good reason to tell you. They have nothing good reason. They'll be telling you that they come, they will grab your land, and they will start claiming that even though the land they claim that they grab, those land, you are the one that sold it to them. They did not come to your land and force you and force their land away from you. They give you money, they paid you, they have their license, and they paid you do everything with their documents, and you eat the money. After everything, they start using the land for their own betterment. Then before you know, you rise up and say that they come to your land and they collect your land. How? And it's something that if you look at it very well, you start asking yourself, those people, did they have sense at all? Because you come now, for instance, now I have something, I have a goose, I sold a goose for you. Small time, I will now come back to you and claim that you steal my goose. Meaning that now I'm now a thief. That I'm now a very big thief. That is what is there. Um, After everything, they will claim that Igbo collected their land, Igbo collected their property, Igbo owned their this, Igbo is collecting everything from them. Well, coming to the Mazam Kano speech, he has already said it. The main problem that the Britain hates the Igbo because of their sin that the Igbo, they are the light of Africa. They are the lights of the world, and they are the light of Africa. That is why they instigate hate to every section for them to start hating the Igbo. Not that they don't know that the Igbo, they are the Jew of Africa, they are the light of Africa. And the people, they are afraid that once they allow the Igbo to succeed more than the way they don't expect, that the Igbo will start marginalizing them or will start treating them like the way they have been treating the Igbos. But that is the fear of Nigeria today. The Nigerian government or the Nigerian people, they are afraid that any day that allow the Igbo man to rule or the Igbo man to take authority over them, then the next thing they will start oppressing them the way they have been oppressing the Igbos. That is their fear, which is not so. Well, the God said that you don't use bad to pay bad. Whoever that do you bad, use good to pay him, so that let him understand that there is God. Because God, you that is pure in heart, don't use evil to pay evil. The one who is doing evil will die with his evil thinking and evil mind. But you that is doing good, use good to pay. Use good to pay him that do you bad. That is what people don't understand. They think that Igbo is the kind of people that once you do them evil, at the end they will now use evil to pay you. That is what has been their fear since all those years. In fact, a lot is happening. A lot is happening. Well, I would like to hear your comment down below. What do you think about the whole thing? Comment, share, and then make sure you subscribe. And then comment down below for us to know your mind and to know where you belong to. We say thank you for watching.